Alright, and welcome to episode, what are we on, 10, I think?
We
10?
didn't
even get a countdown.
Hello.
Hello.
Nope, no countdown.
countdown
I'm too
today.
tired.
Alright.
You guys are
Alright.
just...
I didn't even do my eyebrows, Kristen. Jesus.
What the... yeah. Yeah, totally. So, Quirky here, as your host. You have Big Head Major down below, and, nice looking Curbs over there to the side.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, guys.
They're too busy to affiliate.
Episode of
Well, I
Hearthside.
was finishing up something, getting ready to pull this email up, and I didn't get counted.
Yeah, no countdown, OP.
Please nerf.
Please nerf. Quirky too strong. So, how's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. For those of you that don't... Yeah, hopefully everybody's staying safe still. For those of you that don't know, obviously we're still dealing with coronavirus things. You know, if you watch the news or, you know, you live anywhere in the world, basically, you know what's going on.
I was going to say the world.
Make sure you wash your fucking hands. Just keep your ass inside. You know, I hope everybody's holding up okay. We are holding up okay. Me and Corky barely ever leave the house. We're getting really sick and tired of it.
I actually left today, so it's okay.
To go to the store,
I went to Walmart.
She probably caught the corona, but that's okay.
I'm showered in a week.
Like a day and a half. I'm on like a day and a half. I'm not gonna lie. Yep. I hope everybody's doing good though. Curbs, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It was a long week, but I am glad to be here with you guys for this wonderful episode of Hearthside. I'm excited for LCS playoffs, LEC playoffs started today. That was pretty freaking wild. If anybody gets to watch that, I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
G2 got eliminated, right?
Yeah, then
wild.
I know maybe you guys don't keep up with LEC, maybe you do. Obviously, G2, same situation. Cloud9, they got to pick who they wanted to play. They picked Mad Lions. They lost in a 5-game series. But regardless of whether you watch LEC or not, I do recommend everybody in here to go at least watch that Game 5 because, and I'm not even exaggerating, that was one of the most wild, craziest endings and games I've ever seen in League of Legends. Like, you have to watch this game. Even if you don't care about LEC, obviously, if you're here, you're a League fan.
G2's not out, though, right? Isn't it double elimination now?
It's the same as ours. LEC's been like that for a few years, but we just...
Yeah, it's stupid.
No, I actually... whatever. Regardless, you all have to watch at least the Game 5. It was fucking incredible.
Interesting. Alright, so what do we have today? We got patch notes, 10.7.
Power rankings.
Power
my
rankings
failure
for the teams
as
that
a person.
Yeah, your personal failure as a person. And then we'll talk LCS playoffs. We're really tired today, so we're just trying to function for you guys. So cut us a little...
I'm actually wide awake.
It says the one who said she was tired and couldn't give us a countdown.
Oh, they don't know that. I didn't give you a countdown because you guys were just too busy talking. I figured I'd just let it go into the stream. Anyway.
We're on 10.7 for those of you that don't know.
Are we starting with the mid-patch updates, or should I scroll down to the overview, the highlights?
Just scroll down to the overview.
Okay. All right. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Bam. Alrighty. What to do? These have been buffed. These have been nerfed. There are our patch notes. Oh, and these are the beautiful skins. Let's talk an hour.
Alright, so let's see. Fiddlesticks rework. We all saw it. I'm indifferent on if it's good or not still. I haven't played enough of it or seen played. It does not seem like it does a ton of damage early.
It doesn't. It hurts.
The clear's good. The ganks are dog shit till after 6. I'm not sure if this is a good champion yet. It looks amazing. The cinematics are fucking great. They did a great job. I
actually want to try him. I want to try him support, since that's what they want to try to put him as. I tried him jungle, which is what a lot of people are doing, but I really want to try him support.
I think his really only viable role right now with his current numbers is support. He hasn't, like, I know, I've seen the videos on Reddit of his players and how fast they can be, but any meta jungler right now shits on him in the jungle. You can just walk into the jungle at any time and kill him, and his mid lane is just, most meta mid laners are stopping him. I think support will be really good. Not as good as his old, E spam on the wave, silence, bounce, but I think he could be a really good support, especially with his vision control.
Yeah, there's hoping. It seems like a decent champion. Akali's R cooldown got decreased. This is actually coming back to the original
Yeah,
cooldown. It actually feels good. I
just
think
early.
it doesn't help her still because her problem is her energy cost on her Q. It just destroys her wave clear. But short of that, I think it helps. It's helpful. It just doesn't like make her
20,
like meta
20
again.
seconds rank 1, 10 seconds rank 2. It's still 60 seconds late. So,
Yeah.
like you said, it's helpful in lane. I think it'll be solo Q buff. I don't think she'll be back in
Yeah, she's not
LCS pick and ban.
Corky buffs. These don't really matter too much. It's
Useless.
once again package buffs. Like it doesn't really
Stupid.
matter.
Stupid.
Galio buffs are actually interesting. This actually might be Galio viable again.
I think this is huge. I think he's still not, pick ban, but I think in teams, like you see it a lot even in pro play now with like your Syndras and your Zig spot or whatever, where you have pretty heavy AP comp. I think Galio could be a fantastic support in those scenarios.
Yeah, thanks, perfect for the Twitch sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I really like the Galio buffs. I actually think it makes Galio pickable in pro play again.
I think he only goes support
Is he
though.
pick
I
ban?
think
No. Is he viable again? Yes.
I think he's viable in niche scenarios with 3 or 4.
Garen nerfs again. I don't think this is enough. I think he still stomps low elo. Ivern buffs. I don't know what to say. Ivern's a fun, interesting champion, but Riot, you don't know what you're doing with him. Kai'Sa being buffed, this is actually strange to me. I feel like Kai'Sa's just barely out of the meta, the pro play meta, and I feel like they've buffed her 2 patches in a row. I think Doublelift was saying that she's still really good. And this buff actually really helps her. Like I could see her being like super competitively picked, especially once MF eventually gets nerfs, which we both know is coming. So I don't know. Nasus buffs, I guess.
He is super strong later in game. I've been noticing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
so
he
nice.
is very strong. He does. I believe.
You just like
he does
totally...
suck.
I can't.
Yeah, he does suck. Early game, he always has sucked. He's not good in high elo. He's not good at anything like that. I don't know. I don't really understand this. I think Nasus is one of those champions you don't really want to buff because like he just is so broken when he's at.
I mean, I think these changes are huge, personally. I mean, his W, obviously, getting 100 extra range is really big. I think these are both huge team fight buffs. Like, his get, W the ADC or, the Fed mid laner from quite a far distance now. And on top of that, its E armor reduction is huge. Like, it's up 10% across the board. Like every single rank. It's a lot. Max range.
I don't understand why Riot did this. Like I think Nasus is one of those champions 45. That his kit's just dog shit, so you just don't touch him.
45% armor reduction at max range is huge. Plus his wither going to 700 fucking units. That's way out of every ADC's auto attack range. I don't know. I think these are really good Nasus team fighting buffs, and he's a monster mid game when he can stack. And I think
I don't understand the whole point of the buffs in general. I don't understand. I think the champion's already got a weird kit that's unbalanceable. I don't know. It's just stupid.
All right, Nocturne.
Nocturne, base health, magic resist, growth decrease. This is because Nocturne mid, I think, has been huge again in Korea. They're just trying to nerf it. I don't really know if that does it though. Riven buffs are a little weird because Riven's another one of those champions that has that like really weird kit that like if you just give her a little bit, she takes over the fucking games, and then you see her in every one of your goddamn games. I think the buff's okay though. I don't think it breaks her. I don't know. Riot has they're doing some weird things lately. Talon being nerfed. This is a little weird because I don't see Talon much in like our elos. But I heard he's very popular in high elo. So maybe that's what that's for, I'm assuming. Wukong got nerfed already.
Go figure.
Yeah, go fucking figure. I don't think that's the problem, Riot, but whatever.
I mean, losing some armor's good.
I guess. I think the double chain knockup on top of doing all his abilities twice is what's the problem, but whatever. Xin Shao, passive heal increased. I actually think this is good. Though I think that the heal needs to be buffed at all levels for him to be viable again. Like, the problem with Xin Shao is, to do damage, you have to build Triforce, right? It takes so long. Like, he's still strong early, but by the time you get your Triforce, either you're super snowballed ahead that, you can take over. Hopefully the game ends in 20 minutes, or it gets to 25 minutes and you're fucking useless. So, I don't think this helps him. Ruin nerfs, conditioning nerfed, phase rush buff for melees.
Glad they nerfed conditioning. I don't think the phase rush buff comes a lot. I can't name the champion.
I don't understand any champion that's going to take that. That doesn't just take Conqueror.
If you can proc phase rush, you can kill them. Like, if you can get 3 hits in as a
like, people are like, oh well, you would take it on Darius, and I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You would take Conqueror and take Ghost on Darius still. Like if you get too strong.
If you get 3 hits on them as Darius, you don't phase rush because your W is going to slow, and you have your E. Like, you don't need.
Yeah, they're dead anyways.
And you probably, like you said, even without Ghost, but you're probably taking Ghost too.
Yeah, that Graves with phase rush even makes less sense because it only gets buffed for melees.
Yeah.
So that's even worse.
We're talking. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who said
So
that, but,
skins and chromas. The Vygar and the Pangu Tristana one looks pretty good. Pajama Guardian Urgot looks good. Worldbreaker Malzahar, Worldbreaker Sign. Oh, the Sign skin looks nice. Hey, a Malachi skin. Oh, I figured we would get the 15th Lux skin this patch. Guess not. Guess we gotta wait 2 more patches for every 3 patches you get a Lux skin. It's a joke. All right, so that's basically it. Sorry we kept that really short today. We don't have a ton of time.
Well, not if you're gonna do the
power rankings. So.
Those things, yeah. Alright, so now that we're done with the patch notes, we'll go straight into Plat Power rankings.
Alright, so my Plat Power rankings, I'm pretty sure I just did these tonight. I apologize. I forgot what my email was, and I don't know them off the top of my head. Kristen, why don't you name them off, and I'll explain them.
Alright, at number 6, you have DDD.
I think that's common sense. I think me and Curbs totally agree. They're obviously in last place. They forfeited last week. I'm hoping that they figure out the roster issues for the playoffs so they can at least play their playoff game. Somebody had to be in last place. I'm sorry. It's my boys from DDD. I really enjoyed them, but what are you going to do? Curbs? Did you hear him?
Hello?
I can hear him.
You can? You can't.
I can't.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Now I can.
Oh, I said I definitely agree.
It was just so quiet. It was like awkward silence.
Wait, did you hear me say I agree, Kristen?
No, I didn't. Not at first. All I heard is, what do you think, Curbs? And then I just see you slowly rolling up your chapstick, and then you're just kind of like looking around.
Yeah, that was, if you're trying to seduce somebody, Curbs, you totally did it the correct way.
Hello? Hello?
All right, what's number 5?
Number 5 is RKZ.
Sammy.
RKZ I've had really high all season, because I think our Dubstress is extremely good and one of the MVP contenders of the league. The problem with RKZ is every time they play a team that's ahead of them in the standings, they lose, it seems like, since they beat Syndicate. Like, they beat Syndicate. Rumor is they had insider information from the Turkey situation, whatever, who cares? Point is, they haven't really beat anybody good since then. So I don't know what, this is the best spot I could think. I could see them being better, but I don't know what else to do with them here. What do you think, Curbs?
Oh, I don't know. These are weird. Yeah, it's shifted so much since, like, you know, I mean,
even 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 or 4 weeks ago. It shifted so much, and I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't like our Dubsters is so good, and this team on paper, like RKZ, is really good. I just don't know what's going on with. Like RKZ should be in the second spot right now, in my honest opinion. Should be, or could be, I guess. No, I'm not saying like I'd put them in second spot. I'm just saying like they very well could be in the second spot or the first spot even. Like our Dubsters is a monster. I don't know what's going on with RKZ.
RKZ reminds me of old TSM.
Yeah.
They play to their opponents, not to themselves.
Play
you know
down.
what I mean? Yeah, if they play a team that's worse than them, they play up to their level. If they play a team better than them, they play to their level.
Yeah.
Like that's just how RKZ is.
I don't know. I think our Dubsters is still, even though we got them low in the power rankings, a MVP front runner. I know our Dubsters didn't have like the greatest showing of all time last weekend, but I still think our Dubsters is one of the best players in the league. Never mind his role, best ADC in the league. But yeah, they've obviously they've got some issues. And
yeah, they got issues somewhere. All right, who we got? Who's 3?
No, number 4. Are you skipping around? That was number 5.
Yep,
4 is Leaf Elites.
Leaf Elites have it 4. I want Leaf Elites to be 2. All right, those are my boys. I love my boys, but Leaf Elites just don't know what the fuck they're trying to do. Like I don't know if
Leaf
they're
Elites
just
trolls drafts is what Leaf
yeah,
Elites
they just
does.
like they honestly just troll, and then randomly they kick their junk after roster locks, and then they like maybe bring them back. Like I don't know if they know what the hell they're doing. Like I hope my Leaf out and like do better. At, like I said.
Then their jungle actually.
I heard he was being flamed really hard. Just the rumor. But the point is, I get it. Like I hope that Leaf Elites are like, oh, they're just messing around because it's the regular season. Who gives a shit? And I hope that they're like, when playoffs come, they're like, okay, time to try hard.
That's almost worse though. Like I mean, I get what you're saying. Like oh, they're actually a really good team controlling drafts, but that's almost worse. Like why? Why are you doing this?
Right, and I don't know. I know Leaf Elites is the definition of a meme team. They'll tell you it themselves. They love the meme. But hopefully they take it serious because like that's the highest ranked team. That's the highest ranked team in the server. Like they should not be in 3rd or 4th place. Like that's embarrassing for them, and they should look at it as such.
They just, their drafts are awful.
Yeah, their drafts are
purposely awful.
Number 3 is Baka.
Baka Oni-chan, I think,
has got it together.
They have got it together. I think that they're a good team. I think that they could very much beat my top 2 teams.
I'm actually I agree with most of yours, but I'm switching 3-2. I'm putting Baka up 1.
The only reason I swapped 3-2 is I'm pretty sure Baka lost to them. I'm not 100% sure. A lot of these are also by the standings that I went off to. So I'm pretty sure they lost. Like,
Baka.
We can agree. We can think teams are better, but when they lose to teams, you know what I mean? It's like, can you really put a team they lost to below them? You know what I mean? That's where it starts getting arguable.
But things change week to week, and
it does change week to week.
Baka's every game. Like I've casted a couple of them every single game these past few weeks. Ever since the Syndicate win, I mean they've just looked better and better and better.
I agree. I think Baka looks good.
I'm very high on Baka, and I think if they just keep with their current trend, they have a very real shot to win playoffs. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I think Baka's very good. I think my top 3 was the hardest to decide on, just because of the simple fact that I think Baka is very good and could beat any of the other teams. The top 3 are really hard today. Actually.
Yeah, I will agree with that. But it's different.
And it was very coin flippy. Because, I feel like Baka can beat Syndicate. I feel like SBD can beat Baka. I feel like Syndicate can beat SBD. I feel like it's like rock, paper, scissors. You know what I mean? And, I don't know. It's really interesting. It's really going to be interesting to see who gets stuck with who in playoffs matchups. That's what's going to be really interesting.
Right. I think that's going to obviously determine a lot. I just think that with their new, with Rava coming in, I've been, even when we had Faust in, before Rava had played, he was super high on Rava. I think Rava's been huge for this team. Thrasian has been playing like a monster these past few weeks. Jiro and Depression, the bot lane been playing good. They've looked really
I think it's
good.
all matchups. I totally think SBD will beat Baka. I think Baka will beat Syndicate though, but I think Syndicate will beat SBD. You know what I mean? Like, I legitimately think it's a big circle. Like,
I get what you're saying, but I do think just with how much, just on a week-to-week basis, Baca's improved, that if they do continue this trend, they have a very real shot to take down SPD and Syndicate and win it all. If they keep this up.
And that's going into number 2, which is your SPD.
I have number 2. I have SPD at number 2. SPD, they're so hard to really like look after. Like, SPD has the best bot lane in Plat League. From like top to bottom standpoint, like, I think Depression's good. I think that our Dubstress is good. I think Dogster's good. I think like Elspeth's good. You know what I mean? But like top to bottom, like when you're counting support and AD carry together, no, Flan does not look good in Olympian League. He looks okay. But the point is, when you put AD carry and support together, I think SPD has the best bot lane duo in the league. And they play towards that. The problem is that they struggle in solo lanes, which I think Syndicate really punishes them for, because Syndicate has the best solo laners in the league. Whereas Baca's bot lane's not as strong as the rest. They win through their solo lanes.
I think you could say, I don't know if that's still true about Syndicate personally. When they had Earl and Latona, sure, but I don't know. Maybe, but it's a lot more arguable these days.
Right.
That's
just all stats.
Ever-changing roster. I don't know.
You know, that's all stats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can only go off power rankings, go off stats, and who wins and loses. There's nothing else you can do them off of. Latona's also
role swapped. I know you still have Latona, but he's role swapped and you don't have Earl. Like,
and he does not look as dominant. He does not look as dominant.
When y'all had Latona top and Earl mid, y'all had the best 2 solo laners by far in the league, and they were just hard stomping their lanes. Latona still looks good. He's still Latona, but Latona mid is different from Latona top and Earl.
Completely different. Yeah, completely
different. And the
Perfect's going to argue all day, but that's just perfect. But,
that's all Perfect does is argue. That's all
that's
your bias. Sorry,
the point is, Latona does not. Latona looks better top lane than he looks mid lane. I'm not saying Latona's bad mid.
That's 100% fact. Yeah,
Latona's better top lane though. Latona top lane is the MVP of the league and probably 100%. The best player in the league. Latona mid lane, I don't know.
Yeah, he's still good mid lane. He's just not what he was top. Like, it's just a fact.
He's just a better top laner.
100% just a fact.
All right, and number 1 is Syndicate.
I still think Syndicate's best team in the league. It's not, like I said, last power rankings, it's not as far off as it used to be, though. Like, it used to be, like Curb said, when they had Earl and Latona, you know what I mean? That team was 100% the best team in the league. Like, just absolutely smash everything. Without Earl and Latona, I still think they're the best team in the league, but I think it's closer now. I think they could lose to Baca. I think they could lose the SPD in a 5-game set. I think that if the Leaf Elite stops trolling their drafts, they could lose the Leaf Elites in a 5-game set. And I think Foss knows that.
Yeah.
Like talking about, and that's why Foss pushed them so hard. Foss wants this. He wants there to be competition. That's the whole point. So I think that's a good thing for Syndicate. Still my best team, still my top team, been my top team all season. You know what I mean? I do think though, I think we'll see. All right, so what's next, Glad?
Gladiator power rankings starting at 9, since we no longer have 10.
9, we don't get paid. Easy, you know what I mean? My own personal team. Let's be honest here, we're basically fucking trolling at this point.
You guys are awful. And I predict...
we're pretty awful.
So we know, just so we know, last week I predicted MM win over... we don't get paid, so just throwing that out there.
I did predict a 3-game. I did think admins were going to win, though.
I was the only one that got that right last week.
Yeah.
Put it up there.
So that's the point.
Dad's upset about this.
It was a rough week. It's by far we're the worst team in the league. There's really no arguing it anymore. For those of you that watched the stream, which I'm sure all of you did, you saw us try our best, or at least some of us try our best. It was a good game nonetheless. We're excited for the end of the year.
Shots fired.
Who we got at number 8?
Number 8 is Mythical Madness.
Mythical Madness, number 8. Obviously, they beat We Don't Get Paid, so obviously they're above them. If Source doesn't int his face off, the team's actually not that bad, though, to be honest. I love Source. He's my boy. I like him. That's my man. Me and him are cool. But, honestly, if he doesn't int his face off, that team's not bad. Their macro is actually pretty good. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. They just need Source not to suck.
Just so everybody knows, I'm sure you're all aware of this, but this was the worst team in the league last week, and now that they beat, we don't get paid. Now that we not even that. Now that they beat, we don't get paid. It's they're pretty good. If Source, they're actually a really good team.
All I gotta say,
their macros
Source of the
really
jungle,
good.
Source of the jungle 2 weeks ago versus Source mid is a completely different. I'm in lane all 3 games. I do think, though, that if Source plays well, they also had a sub, and their sub was super. Yami, or whatever his name is, the NTF support, that dude's if you watch his Blitzcrank game, there's some clips of it on our Twitch page. Check it out. The point is, I think they're a better team than they give them credit. I don't think they're just going to get ran over in the gauntlet. Who we got at 7?
Number 7 is SKG.
SKG. SKG's been struggling constantly since Notes left. I think Notes came back. They're still struggling. I don't know what to do.
Back?
I think maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. All I know is there was a bunch of problems this week, so I don't know. All I know is that SKG went from being an undefeated team to I wouldn't be surprised if they're a bottom 2 team. I think they'll be fine. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I don't know about Notes came back or possibly came back, but they have just been pretty bad. They've been pretty bad without Notes, and I mean, even if Notes is back, I think it's going to be rough to just mentally bounce back from the team falling apart without him. I think Notes, we've said this time and time again, Notes was really, really good, especially if he gets, one of his Kleds or his Swains or whatever.
Or his Warren.
Whatever. I mean, he's a fantastic top laner. He's, fantastic player in the league. But
before Notes was gone, I felt like Marauder had a lane he could play off of pretty well because Notes is always hyper aggressive anyway. So if you don't play off Notes, he kind of just ints. So now that Marauder doesn't have that lane anymore, Marauder's still playing really well. But as a jungler, if you don't have people to play around, it doesn't matter what you do. Let's see. Who's number 7?
No, that was number 7. Number 6 is Unknown Challengers.
Ooh, I hate putting my boys this low. Okay, so there's a new strategy with Unknown Challengers, right? Every time I put Unknown Challengers in the top 5, they lose. Every time I put Unknown Challengers out of the top 5ve, they win. So I'm trying to help my boy Sammy 2 slap out here.
Yeah, that's
all seriousness. That's how you're gonna go.
All seriousness, no. Unknown Challengers is just I don't know what the hell's wrong with this team. On paper, they have probably the best. They probably have the best solo lanes in Gladiator, through and. I honestly think they're probably
their mid laner is disgusting.
They might have the best solo lanes in Gladiator.
They have the best.
I think they have one
of the best players.
I think Demandus is the best mid laner in the league.
One of the best players in the league. He's fantastic.
But after that, it's I don't know what they have though. If Dempsey doesn't, if Dempsey doesn't pop off, it's Demandus is always going to do his job. But teams are starting to understand that, and they just don't let Demandus carry the game. Yeah. And if Dempsey doesn't pop off too, they just don't have the extra source of damage. I give Sammy some credit. Sammy plays support. You know what I mean? Nautilus can only do so much, or Leona. He's not doing damage. But their AD carry and their jungle position just have not stepped up. And I'm sorry to hear it. I think UC's still a good team. Hopefully they figure it out. I think that they definitely could make the playoffs. I think in the standings they'll be probably the final boss in the gauntlet. They might even skip the gauntlet completely. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I watch the Gold League, so I do a lot more. My power rankings in the Gold League is much more specific than, let's say, the Olympian League. But yeah, that's where I have them.
All right. Number 5 is NGC.
Not Greedy Corp. I think this team's really good, actually. Like, I think their jungler's good. I love their mid laner. I think their mid laner's one of the better mid laners in the league, and I think he's an awesome person. I think he's a good teammate. I think NJC, the nice thing about NGC is they don't have egos. Like, a lot of these teams have egos. Look at, like, Syndicate, for prime example, with, Swan. No offense, Swan. I know you're watching. But, like, there's plenty of teams that have, like, a bunch of egos, and NGC doesn't have that. Like, they're just a bunch of buddies who just show up on Mondays and play League of Legends. Like, they don't have egos. They're just chill. Like, and they win as a team, they lose as a team. You know what I mean? And, like, I honestly think NGC, I don't have NGC as a championship contender. But I have NGC as a for sure playoff, like, dark horse. Like, don't sleep on them. What do you think, Curbs?
I mean, I don't know a ton about Not Greedy Corp, to be perfectly honest. But I think that's fair, especially, like, I wouldn't put any of who you had above them in front of them. Top 5 is where it gets kind of iffy for me just because I don't pay as much attention to Go League as I do, obviously, casting Plat League. But what I do know is I can't put UC above them or current iteration of SKG or U or Mythical Madness in front of them. So
and that's where I'm like.
I would say you're pretty close.
The next one's the actual one that I really fought with myself about. So who do I got at number 4?
Syndicate.
Syndicate Esports, the team that didn't win a game till like week 7. All right, some people are gonna think I'm crazy. Perfect's gonna love me because I'm giving him some credit where I didn't give the Plat team credit. All right, Syndicate. All right. There's two sides to this coin, too, because obviously Swan doesn't play for them anymore. And I do think Swan's one of the better 80 carries in the league, so I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm not even going to count that into my whole, like, thing. All right, so Syndicate has figured it out. Their drafts look better. They look like they're playing together. They found a team, and guess what? Their team isn't changing every week. I'm not arguing that Tuggles might be better than Swan, but Tuggles actually is good mid, so quit arguing about my things. The point is that I think Syndicate's finally figured out. Their drafts look good, like they're playing together. They haven't swapped their roster every other week, like, anymore. Like, now they're actually comfortable. They seem like they're playing together. They also seem really chill. Like, I know Faust is working with them, and I think that actually matters. That's my personal opinion. I think Syndicate's the 4th best team in the league. I am interested to see how it's going to work now that Swan's gone, because I know Tuggles is good on 80 carry. He might actually be better than Swan on 80 carry. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Tuggles is good mid lane. So I'm more worried about the replacement mid laner, because there is no way they just have a Tuggles caliber mid laner just chilling on the bench. Like, and Syndicate may say they do, but that's bullshit. There's not many Tuggles caliber mid laners in the league, period, let alone just chilling on the bench somewhere. So, like, that's a little worrying, but I think the amount of teamwork they exhibit and how good their drafts are, that they're the 4th best team in the league.
Fair.
All right. Number 3 is NFG.
NFG will argue this very hard because they're still ranked 3. NFG's a lot like NGC. They're just a bunch of buddies who show up every week. They practice a lot. They play in Blue Otter League. I think NGC is a really good team. NFG is a really good team. I think that they don't play the best lineup they possibly could. I think they should start Illumi on support. No disrespect to Star. I just think Illumi's better. I think that they definitely need IQ to show up to their games. I know the weeks he missed, they lost or whatever. I think it's a really good team. I think the hosting's really good. I think Downfall's. I coach Downfall on the ambassador team. I spent a lot of time with the guy. Great guy. The top 3 was pretty hard, honestly, this week. But if I had to pick one for 3, it would be NFG.
And that puts Interlogic you have as 2.
I don't think you said top 3 was hard. I don't think number 1's hard still.
Yeah, I think Interlogic being 2 makes a lot of sense. I think Interlogic has come a long way since they made their roster swaps, and Monkey with Guns is playing AD carry now. Their support's a beast. Their jungler's really good. The Thalu's a rock in the mid lane, and their top laner's still pretty good. I think that Interlogic's still the second best team in the league. Like I said, the top 3 is really hard. I could be wrong on the top 3. I'm just not 100% sure. Everybody knows who's number 1. My number 1 team's still Baka Preschool. I think Baka Preschool is still the best team in the league. I think their macro is really good. I think their macro is really good. I think that they have very individually skilled players. I think MXN Potato is still the best support in the league, and it's not even close. I mean, support in Gold League. I think that Digi's the best AD carry in Gold League. I don't think that's close either. I think Rufu's really good. I think I can't remember who they're. I think Gavin's one of the top junglers in the league. I don't know who's playing. I can't remember who's playing top lane for them right now. Off the top of my head, I know it's somebody new because Rufu's playing mid now. Either way, they're still good. Is it Gavin? Is it N1 playing jungle now? Gavin's good. Gavin's always good. Gavin's my boy. I always think Gavin's good. I still think Baka Preschool is the best team in the league. Do I think they're clear-cut guaranteed to win the championship? No. Do I think Interlogic or NFG could beat them in a best of 5? Yeah, I do. Do I think that they're still the best team in the league? Yeah, I do. All right, what's next?
Next you said is talking about
LCS playoff
matchups and who we got.
All right, Curbs, this is your area of expertise. What's the LCS playoff matchups?
All right, so I got the bracket pulled up. All right, so starting tomorrow, I don't know times yet, so I don't know when those came out, but when the brackets came out, they didn't have times. Tomorrow is FlyQuest versus Evil Geniuses. Sunday is Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves. Obviously, Cloud9 being the first seed, they got to pick their matchup, and they chose 100 Thieves over FlyQuest, and I think that's very interesting. 100 Thieves says, I would argue, looked the strongest in the league outside of Cloud9 these past few weeks. They've looked really good.
I thought EG, I would say, looked the strongest, but I see where you're coming from.
I mean, it's arguable, but
yeah, I would argue that, but yeah.
But I mean, that's
that's all you two do.
I think Thieves a lot better than FlyQuest, just in the recent couple weeks. So I think Cloud9's whole thought process is, so the loser of EG and FlyQuest will play Golden Guardians in the beginning of the losers bracket. The loser of Cloud9 and 100 Thieves will go to play TSM, who obviously, even though they're the 5th seed, I think they look very, very good. I think, and it's playoff time and it's TSM, so I think they'll make a deep run. I think Cloud9's whole thought process of picking 100 Thieves was. I think the whole thought process of Cloud9 picking 100 Thieves is 100 Thieves looks really good, and if Cloud9 beats them, which they're obviously assuming they will, they're going to go to TSM, and one of those two, 100 Thieves or TSM, will knock themselves out in the losers bracket, which, it's too, this just, I would imagine as a Cloud, if you're on Cloud9, you want 100 Thieves to knock out TSM, because if that was the case, you already beat 100 Thieves in a best of 5, and you're knocking out what I personally feel is, the best shot to beat Cloud9 in a best of 5. Like in finals, TSM's probably be your best shot.
You can't doubt Bajurge.
Right, that's going to be the best shot to take down Cloud9, especially from their standpoint, is TSM. So beat 100 Thieves first, send them to play TSM. Hopefully 100 Thieves knocks them off, but one of those two powerhouses is going to get knocked out in losers bracket. But so that's the setup. Cloud9 100 Thieves, loser plays TSM. Evil Geniuses FlyQuest, loser plays Golden Guardians. Like I said, Saturday or tomorrow, Evil Geniuses FlyQuest. Sunday, Cloud9 100 Thieves. Tuesday is Golden Guardians versus the loser of EG FlyQuest. Wednesday is TSM versus the loser of
Cloud9 and EG for both of those games. I got the top 2 seeds for sure in the best of 5s.
I'm gonna also go Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses. So that would put for two. I don't know why they're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, but Tuesday, your matchup would be FlyQuest and Golden Guardians, and Wednesday your matchup would be Hunter Thieves and TSM.
Yeah, Golden Guardians is going to upset FlyQuest.
Think so?
I can see it. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, period.
Right.
So now I'm a believer, yo. You know what I mean? When they knocked off Dig, I was a believer.
I am not going to pick that. I am going to say FlyQuest would beat Golden Guardians, but I do think TSM will upset Hunter Thieves.
Definitely agree. All right, so what's the last thing? So people know the stream games this week are going to be SBD and Baka for Plat League, and NFG versus Baka Preschool in Gold League.
I'm just off the rip. I'm taking both Bakas.
Okay, Baka versus SBD is obviously the battle for second place in Olympian.
This
and
is a big
Baka Preschool versus NFG is actually huge in Gladiator besides first place.
I think both these are
Baka
huge.
loses to NFG, it sets up this really awkward three-way tie, I'm pretty sure, if Interlogic wins, where Baka beat Interlogic, Interlogic beat NFG, NFG beat Baka. I'm pretty sure it sets up this really awkward tie. Me and Sammy have to go through it. Everybody's beating each other, so it legitimately will go down to who's 2-0'd people the most.
Right.
So this game is really important for Baka. If Baka wants the 1 seed, they need to close it out. Because there's a legitimate chance if Baka didn't 2-0 everyone that Baka goes from the 1 seed to the 3 seed. I haven't looked at individual game records yet personally, so I don't know exactly how that works. I doubt Baka would fall all the way to the 3 seed, but when you have 3 teams with only 1 loss, this is what happened. So Baka needs to finish their business this weekend.
I think both these games have huge implications for their respective
exactly
leagues.
And especially the Olympian League game too. Whoever gets the second place, gets the first bye week.
Right.
That's huge in Olympian. Yeah. You get a bye week, you get to.
Yeah, and I think this really does solve, what we argued about 2 and 3 as far as power.
Oh yeah, 2 and 3 is so close in my opinion. And it decides it this week. You know what I mean? And I think NFG versus Baka Preschool is huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As far as stream games, it's a huge weekend plus Monday. Both these games are huge implications on their respective leagues. This could change everything for both of these leagues. These are I think this is one of our strongest as far as both games go. Couple of streamed games. I think this is huge for both leagues, and both these games are going to be really good.
Who do you have? Baka?
I'm
you said?
I'm going to go Baka. I think Baka Preschool is more of a shoe-in, but I really do Plat League is harder. I'm pretty sure Baka Preschool wins that. Plat League's a little harder because, like you said, SBD is looking really good, but I'm just with Baka's trend ever since Rava came in and their new roster, and it started with that syndicate win, but they've just even with a huge syndicate win, every week they've looked better. They've looked fantastic every week, and it seems like every week they're just making these small adjustments. Like you said, they lost to SBD last, so this will be a huge.
I think if syndicate loses, it goes to head-to-head if SBD wins, I think is how it works. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look myself. But either way, the teams are 3 and 2 in the standings. But you guys beat SBD, I'm pretty sure, every time you've played them, so I'm pretty sure you would still have first because of head-to-head. The point is, I do think that it's very interesting. I think these are really good matchups. That's what I'm saying. I think Syndicate's 2-0 versus SBD. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it is very interesting. I do think that Baka Preschool wins 2-1. The Plat game's so close, honestly.
I think it'll go to 3. Yeah, it'll probably go 3 games.
It definitely goes 3 games.
Yep. I agree. I think Baka Preschool could 2-0, but 100% SBD Baka goes 3 games. I have a feeling it'll be 2, maybe not stomps, but 2 lopsided victories for each team, and the third game's gonna be a slugfest. That's my prediction. 40-minute slugfest, game 3.
Yeah, I am gonna take Baka to up. I think I'm gonna take Baka to beat SBD 2-1. I know that's weird because they're gonna say you put SBD above Baka in the 2 seed. I think that SBD has a better chance in a 5-game set with Syndicate, but I think that this is really interesting. Actually, I could see either team winning. Like I said, the 2 and 3 teams were so hard for me when I was going through them because I don't know who's gonna beat who. So we'll see. That's a hard one though. That's a really hard one. Like that's probably the hardest game I've had to call all year.
I think it'll be really, really good though. You guys got. I'll be casting it, obviously. So you guys got to come check me out casting this Slugfest. I think it'll be a really good game.
It's super interesting. I'm Sarah. To remind everyone how standings work in the league is you go by win-losses, right? So that's series win-losses, okay? So like if you've won 6 series and you've lost 2, you're 6-2, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Then it goes by head-to-head, okay? So if both your teams are 6-2, and then the one team's beaten the other team, has the head-to-head, then they're first place. They win the tiebreaker. If they are tied or split the head-to-head, or for prime example, it's a 3-way tie, which is getting set up in the Gold League, where let's say, rock beat paper, paper beat scissors, scissors beat rock kind of thing. Then it goes to individual games won, and then it's the least amount of games played is who gets first, second, third, is how it will break down. But when it comes to just 2 teams tiebreaker, it's whoever has the head-to-head. Just so everyone's aware of how that works. It was just an example, Sammy 2-slap. All right. So anything else today, or is that it today?
I did not get to Major's reel. I haven't gotten him to record anything, and all the recordings that I could get, not a lot of him was actually him. So I do apologize because I was hoping to get that done this week, and I went through a few hours worth of footage, and I know I can get some bloopers, but I just don't have any recorded right now. So to make up for that, and they're currently pending, hopefully by the weekend, you guys will have 2 new emotes, one of Curb's face, and one of Major Thinking.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Good.
So those will be in the Twitch going forward. I have 2 more opened up, so we'll actually look into that and see what we want to do. So then that way we can have 2 more. If anybody has any ideas, shoot me a message. Me and Pop-Tart will make you something, or we'll see what it goes. I might just end up choosing, depending on. If anybody has an idea for the Cult of Curbs, that would be beautiful too.
All right, so that's basically it tonight. We don't have a ton of viewers for Q&A. I don't really feel like it tonight anyways. If anybody has anything random, we'll take like 2 questions real quick before we call it a night. Just hashtag who you want to ask it to. They're working on the blooper reel. That's what Corky just said. That she can't find enough footage of me inting my face off yet. It's almost like I played footage. It's almost like I played well on stream or something.
And it was really funny too because he actually did really bad one game, he told me, and I was like, did you record it for me? And he's like, no, you were supposed to set that up. And I was like,
yeah, I'm not gonna help myself get bloopered. I obviously think Lethal Elites beat Doodle Dongers. I do not hate Lethal Elites. I mean UC. I do not hate UC. I think they just need to figure out what the hell they're trying to do. All right, short of that, that's basically it for tonight. Thank you. Wash your fucking hands. Wash your booty. Don't just let the water run down your ass. Actually scrub that shit, all right?
Jesus.
It's very important, all right, for the coronavirus, Corky. So, Curbs, you got anything to add before we get out of here?
Wash your butt, like Chad said, and your hands. Butt
and please don't cough on anybody.
Butt first, then hands is the correct order, by the way.
And the best Lethal Elites player right now is Filbert the Wise.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Every week, every freaking.
I just never am taking Espith just because of the fact he trolls me with this question every week. So I'm just never gonna pick him. Just to annoy him. What do I do after washing my ass?
Wash your hands.
Dry it. Yeah. Okay, so how it works is wash your face first, then you wash your front privateer parts, right? Then you wash your ass. You gotta do it in that order, okay?
Ass just first. You take your rag.
No, you don't go ass first.
Ass
and
first.
Then your face.
And then you make sure you get your mustache and your lips real good after your ass. That's how I do it.
That's all right. Well, that's how Curbs does it, guys. From myself, Mr. B Kirby 112 and Miss Corky here, who I'm sure is going to wave you guys goodbye. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next Friday.
Have a good one, you guys.